The empire that ruled the world was destroyed by the very treasure it worshipped. When people imagine Rome at its height, they picture gold, temples shimmering in the afternoon sun, emperors gleaming beneath layers of hammered brilliance, armies marching like rivers of metal beneath banners threaded with sunlight. Rome didn't just shine, it glowed. It glowed so fiercely that travelers approaching the city said its rooftops looked like a second dawn rising over the horizon. A city so bright, it seemed blessed by the gods themselves. But gold is a dangerous sun. It dazzles, it blinds, and if you fly too close, it burns you alive. For centuries, gold whispered to Rome. It whispered of power, of eternity, of domination. Rome listened, then Rome obeyed. What began as admiration turned into addiction. What began as treasure turned into truth. Soon, Rome wasn't just collecting gold, it was depending on it, measuring strength by it, justifying decisions through it, fighting wars for it. And the most dangerous part? Gold never warned Rome when it was leading the empire into darkness. Rome didn't fall because gold was scarce. Rome fell because gold became its obsession, its compass, its addiction, its master. And the uncomfortable truth is this: the same fire that consumed ancient Rome still glows beneath modern economies. The world still flinches when gold rises. Markets still shake when gold falls. Nations still treat it like a god made of metal. So the real question burns brighter than any Roman sun. How did the very metal Rome worshipped become the spark that helped extinguish an empire? To understand the downfall that gold helped ignite, you have to strip away the glitter and return to a Rome very different from the one carved into marble memory. A Rome still young, still unsure, still learning how to rule itself. A Rome where power was measured not in coins, but in courage. In harvests pulled from stubborn soil, in sons returning from war, in the honor spoken of at public forums. This was a world where wealth was simple, almost humble. Cattle, farmland, bronze tools, clay jars of grain stacked for winter. Money existed, but it did not define life, not yet. Bronze coins stamped with the names of early magistrates passed from hand to calloused hand. Silver, though rarer, stayed in the realm of merchants, sailors, and traders who risked their lives on distant seas. Gold? Gold was a whisper, a rumor, a metal seen in the hands of Eastern kings, on the belts of desert caravans, in legends carried by merchants who spoke of lands draped in wealth Rome had never imagined. The Romans admired gold, but they didn't trust it. Gold was too soft, too rare, too sacred for everyday life. It belonged in temples, locked behind stone walls, guarded by priests who feared the gods more than thieves. Then came the turning point: expansion. Rome's wars against Carthage, Macedon, and the Seleucid Empire didn't just redraw the map, they rewrote Rome's relationship with wealth. Soldiers returned not with modest plunder, but with mountains of treasure. Gold bowls, gold statues, gold bracelets, gold dust clinging to their armor like sunlight, refusing to let go. Triumphs that once lasted hours, now lasted days. For the first time, Rome didn't merely see gold, it drowned in it. Markets that once traded grain and wool now glittered with imported treasure. Ordinary citizens watched senators parade jewelry that would have bankrupted entire villages. Streets that once echoed with the clatter of bronze coins now shimmered with the brightest metal on earth. And something subtle, dangerous, irreversible began to shift. Rome no longer saw gold as a symbol. It began to see it as destiny. But sunlight deceives. It warms, it feeds, and it blinds you to the storms gathering far beyond the horizon. Gold's power was intoxicating. It seeped into everything. The expectations of soldiers, the ambitions of generals, the calculations of politicians. It introduced a new poisonous equation into Roman life. Those who had gold controlled Rome, those who didn't served it. The divide sharpened like a blade cutting through the heart of the empire. On the Aventine Hill, humble homes remained dark, quiet, practical, lit by oil lamps and warmed by clay ovens. But on the Palatine, where Rome's elite lived, villas glowed like constellations. Mosaics shimmered under torchlight. Pools reflected ceilings painted with scenes of gods and heroes. Senators dined off plates so gilded that the reflection of candle flames looked like tiny suns dancing in their halls. For the poor, bronze coins clinked in trembling hands, each one a reminder of how far they were from power. And that gap only widened. Gold bought armies, gold bought loyalty, gold bought influence that no amount of honor, service, or virtue could match. When emperors rose to power, they didn't win through public trust. They purchased the throne by showering gold on the Praetorian Guard. Rome's protectors became Rome's kingmakers. A throne bought in gold required more gold to keep. And when power becomes a commodity, corruption spreads like rot through timber. But beneath this glitter, a deeper danger pulsed, one Rome refused to see. Rome didn't produce gold, it extracted it. From Spain's Las Medulas, where mountains were ripped apart by torrents of engineered floodwater. From Dacia, where Trajan's legions slaughtered tens of thousands to seize glowing veins beneath the hills. From Nubia, where mines sank so deep, workers lost their sight long before they lost their strength. Rome's survival depended on gold. But the gold lay far from Rome's reach. Every province, every mine, every conquered people was a vein feeding the empire's heart. And veins can be cut. Veins can run dry. Veins can rebel. And when Rome's conquests slowed, when rebellions broke out, when mining systems aged and mountains could yield no more, Rome stumbled upon a truth too catastrophic to ignore. Its golden sun was shrinking. The empire had built its strength on a metal it could not create, could not replace, and could not stop craving. A storm was coming. Rome just didn't see it yet. But the empire didn't slow its spending. It didn't shrink its armies. It didn't scale back its ambitions. Rome had tasted gold, and gold is an appetite that does not shrink once fed. So instead of adapting to a world where conquests slowed, Rome made a decision that would echo across centuries. It tied its entire economy to gold. During plagues that emptied cities, invasions that shattered borders, and civil wars that toppled emperors like stones collapsing from a temple wall, Rome reached for something eternal, something incorruptible, something it believed could never betray it: gold. But gold is only eternal as a mineral. As money, it is a cage. The gold standard was meant to restore trust, but it trapped Rome instead. Gold does not expand. Empires do. The army grew. Bureaucracy swelled. Cities demanded grain. Roads demanded repair, soldiers demanded pay, but the gold did not grow with them. The economy tightened like a fist around the throat of every citizen who depended on coin to live. Markets seized like rusted gears. Prices twisted into shapes no merchant understood. Coins disappeared from circulation as people hid them in walls, jars, wells, and graves, hoping stillness would preserve value. But a currency that does not move is a currency that dies. Villages reverted to barter not out of nostalgia, but out of necessity. Farmers traded grain for shoes. Potters traded bowls for meat. Shepherds traded wool for salt. Gold became less a currency and more a ghost, a whisper of wealth that no longer existed in daily life. Rome responded the only way a desperate empire can. It squeezed its people until they broke. Taxes soared beyond reason. Inspectors demanded payments in gold, even from citizens who had never touched a gold coin. Collectors became predators. Justice vanished. And in North Africa, on a dusty road, a farmer named Marcus, a husband, a father, was beaten for failing to pay in a currency he had never held. His story was common. His pain was shared across continents. Meanwhile, the mines themselves were dying. In Spain, water systems collapsed and mountains fell silent. In Dacia, rebellion turned mines into battlegrounds. In Nubia, shafts dug too deep swallowed miners whole. Rome couldn't dig its way out. It couldn't conquer its way out. Its golden heart was failing. By the 4th century, Rome's sun was collapsing inward, brilliant, but dying. The coins that once symbolized invincibility now passed from trembling hand to trembling hand, relics of a fading world. And as gold disappeared from circulation, something far more vital vanished with it: trust. In markets, silence replaced the cries of merchants. In cities, shutters stayed closed. In ports, ships remained anchored, their crews unpaid. Trade routes froze, life froze, Rome froze. Families buried coins beneath their homes. Soldiers accepted pay that meant nothing beyond camp walls. Farmers stared at fields that no longer promised survival. Rome wasn't falling from the outside, it was collapsing from within. Not because the gold was gone, but because the meaning of money had died before the empire did. Gold didn't fall with the empire. Gold watched the empire fall. Rome didn't collapse because it lost gold. Rome collapsed because it allowed gold to define what strength meant. It confused wealth with value, treasure with stability, shine with substance. Gold blinded Rome like a sun, lifting the empire upward, then burning it on the way down. And today, the world hasn't changed as much as we pretend. Nations still hoard gold as if fear can be melted into safety. Markets still worship it as if metal can outlast mistakes. Investors still cling to it as if eternity can be held in the palm of a hand. But if Rome teaches anything, it's this: no civilization falls when gold disappears. Civilizations fall when people start believing gold is the only thing that makes them strong. When wealth becomes the master and humanity becomes the servant, history doesn't repeat, but its warnings return, glittering, eternal, and easy to ignore. If this opened your eyes, stay with me. There are more suns in history. Some warm the world, and some burn it to ash.